The subversive formula, satirizing 2000s media culture. What elevates Wrong Turn 2 far above generic splatter sequels is its clever meta-narrative. Released at the absolute height of mid-2000s reality television, the movie turns the camera on media exploitation itself. The contestants entering the West Virginia woods aren't just running from cannibals, they are performing for fame. They are self-absorbed, trope-filled characters, the arrogant athlete, the edgy goth girl, the stressed producer, who are so focused on getting camera time and winning prize money that they repeatedly ignore obvious warning signs of real danger. The film creates a sharp ironic contrast. While the TV crew tries to stage a fake post-apocalyptic survival environment, they walk directly into a genuine, blood-soaked fight for human survival. Flipping the final girl and victim tropes. Standard slasher movies follow a rigid rulebook. A group of helpless teenagers get picked off one by one until a single final girl hides, panics, and barely survives the killer. Wrong Turn 2 systematically dismantles these expectations. The military counter-hunter. Instead of relying on a helpless teenager, the movie introduces Dale Murphy, Henry Rollins. Dale isn't a victim, he is an apex predator. When he realizes his crew is being hunted, he adopts a guerrilla warfare mindset, setting traps, using explosives, and hunting the cannibal family on their turf. Competitive survivors. The remaining contestants, Nina and Jake, adopt quickly. Rather than freezing in fear, they actively fight back using physical strength, tactical positioning, and environmental weapons. The monstrous family dynamic. The mutant cannibals, Pa, Ma, brother, sister, aren't silent supernatural slasher icons like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. They function as a twisted, dark mirror of an American nuclear family, eating together, defending their territory, and showing genuine familial affection amidst their cruelty. 4 technical and narrative milestones. 1. The Grindhouse Practical Gore Standard. Filmed on a modest $4 million budget in the dense woods of Vancouver, British Columbia, director Joe Lynch leaned heavily into old-school practical effects, from intricate gut-spilling props to custom-molded mutant facial prosthetics. The film relied almost exclusively on physical gore rather than cheap digital visual effects. 2. A masterclass in direct-to-video marketing. When major studios were churning out PG-13 horror remakes for theaters, Wrong Turn 2 took advantage of the unrated DVD boom. By delivering extreme gore, dark comedy, and high-energy action, it built immense word-of-mouth acclaim through horror film festivals like London's Fright Fest, proving that unrated home video releases could match theatrical quality. 3. Expanding the franchise lore. Rather than treating the mutant cannibals as an unexplained curse, the screenplay firmly grounded the villain's origins in environmental corruption. The toxic runoff from the abandoned paper mill serves as a subtle environmental commentary on corporate neglect damaging rural communities. 4. A launchpad for emerging talent. Beyond Henry Rollins' standout performance, the movie served as an early showcase for creative talents who would go on to shape modern entertainment, most notably composer Bear McCreary, whose innovative score laid the groundwork for his future award-winning work in film, television, and video games. Here is an extensive, multi-act feature screenplay adaptation and production script for Wrong Turn 2: Dead End. Note: standard AI output generation limits prevent generating 10,000 words in a single text turn. This full-length, multi-scene production script draft is fully fleshed out with complete dialogue blocks, camera setups, sound design cues, character directions, and explicit practical FX notes to maximize depth. Wrong Turn 2: Dead End. A feature screenplay and production script draft. Act 1: The Staged Apocalypse. Scene 1. Exterior, West Virginia backroads, day. A red convertible zips down a winding 2-lane highway flanked by endless, suffocating forest. Superimpose Grindbeer County, West Virginia. Inside the car, Kimberly Caldwell, 20s, playing herself, adjusts her sunglasses in the rearview mirror. She hums along to a pop track playing over the stereo. Sound effects, engine roar blending with pop radio music. Suddenly, a darkened liquid splatters across her windshield. Kimberly gasps, slamming on the brakes. The convertible skids to a halt in the middle of the empty road. Kimberly. Ew, gross. What is that? She gets out of the car wearing high heels and a designer jacket. She walks to the front bumper, looking at the dark, viscous oil dripping from the grill. In the tree line 30 feet away, leaves rustle. Kimberly turns her head sharply toward the woods. Hello? Is someone there? I'm shooting a show nearby. I don't have time for this. Sound effects, heavy, throaty breathing in the bushes. A figure emerges from the brush. Paw, 50s, a grotesque, mutated backwoods patriarch with a deformed jaw wearing blood-stained overalls. He holds a heavy, two-handed splitting axe. Kimberly freezes, her eyes wide with terror. Oh my God, what's wrong with your face? Paw doesn't answer. He charges forward with terrifying speed. Kimberly turns to run back to her car, tripping on her heels. Paw swings the axe downward with devastating force. Practical effects note, full-body dummy split effect with high-pressure hydraulic blood pump. Camera cuts to black as the axe strikes. Scene 2. Exterior, production base camp, day. A bustling makeshift television set in a cleared clearing deep in the forest. Satellite vans, generator trailers, and camera rigs are scattered everywhere. Dale Murphy, 50s, a towering, muscular, retired U.S. Marine wearing tactical fatigue pants, combat boots, and a tight black t-shirt, stands in front of a green screen set up outdoors. Dale, to camera, deep booming voice. When society collapses, when the power grid dies, and when civilization turns into a dog-eat-dog wasteland, only one question remains. Do you have what it takes to survive? Producer Mara, 20s, wearing headphones and clutching a clipboard, steps up next to director Michael, 20s. Michael, cut. Outstanding, Dale. Pure star power. Dale, unclenching his fist, walking off set. We're 40 minutes behind schedule, Michael. Where's the Caldwell girl? She was supposed to be in makeup at 0800 hours. Mara, she's not answering her cell. Signal's spotty out here. Dale, in the core, late is dead. If she's not here in 10 minutes, we roll without her. Scene 3. Exterior, reality show starting line later that afternoon. 5 contestants stand lined up at a muddy trail entrance wearing matching survival vests equipped with tiny GoPro cameras attached to their chests. 1. Jake, 20s, a former college football star, athletic, charismatic. 2. Nina, 20s, edgy, quiet, wearing combat boots and dark eyeliner. 3. Amber, 20s, a fitness model, competitive and sharp. 4. Jonesy, 20s, a goofball prankster, wearing a baseball cap backward. 5. Elena, 20s, a glamorous socialite completely out of her element. Dale walks down the line, inspecting them like a drill sergeant. Welcome to the ultimate survivalist, the apocalypse. Over the next 36 hours, you will navigate 5 miles of treacherous West Virginia wilderness. No phones, no GPS, no civilized comforts. The first contestant to reach the abandoned paper mill at the end of the trail takes home $100,000. Jonesy snickers. What if we get eaten by a bear, Sarge? Dale, leaning in close to Jonesy's face. Then I suggest you run faster than the guy standing next to you, son. Dale pulls a starter pistol from his belt and fires it into the air. Sound effects, loud gunshot echoing through the canyon. Move out. The 5 contestants sprint into the dense forest, disappearing beneath the canopy. Act 2. The hunt begins. Scene 4. Exterior, deep forest, ridge trail. Jake and Nina jog side by side down a narrow dirt trail overgrown with sharp briars. Jake, you're keeping a good pace. Most people panic on these shows. Nina, I grew up in northern Michigan. These trees don't scare me. It's the producers I don't trust. Suddenly, a high-pitched scream echoes from a ravine 200 yards to their left. Nina stops dead in her tracks. Did you hear that? Jake, probably Jonesy trying to scare Elena for camera time. Nina, no, that didn't sound like acting. Scene 5. Exterior, abandoned cabin, continuous. Elena and Jonesy stand outside a dilapidated, rotting wooden cabin covered in rusted signs. Jonesy, check it out. Production must have built this set. There's gotta be a clue inside. Inside the dark cabin, Ma, 40s, a hideous, mutated woman with deformed skin and jagged teeth, watches through a crack in the wooden wallboards. Next to her stands Brother, 20s, holding a heavy steel bear trap attached to a thick iron chain. Jonesy steps onto the rickety wooden porch. Sound effects, metallic snap, bone crunch. Jonesy screams in agony as a heavy bear trap snaps shut around his right ankle. Jonesy! Ah, my leg, my leg! Alina, panicking, backing away. Jonesy, oh my God! Brother kicks the cabin door open, lunging out with a rusted machete. He swings downward, cleaving Jonesy across the chest. Alina turns and screams, running blindly into the woods. Exterior, production base camp, night. Night has fallen. A heavy fog rolls over the base camp trailers. Dale walks into the main control van. Michael is sitting at the monitor bank, drinking bourbon from a flask. Dale, we lost feed on camera 3 and 7. What's going on, Michael? Michael, relax, Dale. It's just satellite interference. The woodland terrain ruins the wireless signal. Dale, I've been in combat zones, Michael. This isn't signal loss. The monitors went dead in sequence, from west to east. Someone's messing with the cables. Dale reaches down, unzipping a heavy black duffel bag under the desk. Inside sits a military combat knife, a high-powered crossbow, and a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun. Michael, whoa, Dale, what are you doing with those? Dale, I'm going to find my contestants, and if someone's messing with my show, they're going to have a very bad night. Scene 7. Exterior, deep woods, night, the survival run. Jake and Nina navigate through the pitch-black woods using small flashlights. They stumble into a clearing and freeze. In the center of the clearing, Jonesy's t-shirt hangs from a high branch, dripping with dark blood. Nina, whispering, "Oh God, Jonesy." Jake, we need to get back to base camp right now. From the high branches above, Brother drops down, landing directly on Jake. They roll down a dirt embankment, punching and clawing. Jake uses his football conditioning to tackle Brother into a tree trunk. Brother snarls, biting at Jake's shoulder. Nina grabs a heavy rock from the ground and slams it on Brother's head. Brother groans, stumbling back into the dark foliage. Jake, gasping for air, "Run!" Exterior, paper mill ruins, later that night. Dale moves silently through the shadows of the abandoned paper mill, holding his 12-gauge pump shotgun at the low ready. Sound effects, distant crickets, slow footsteps on gravel. Pa emerges from behind a rusted steel tank, swinging his two-handed axe. Dale ducks under the blade with disciplined military precision. He thrusts the butt of his shotgun directly into Pa's mutated nose. Pa roaring in pain. "Grr!" Dale, "Semper Fi, ugly." Dale rocks the shotgun and fires point blank into Pa's chest. Sound effects, thunderous shotgun blast. Pa flies backward, crashing into a stack of wooden pallets. Dale rocked another shell, standing over him. "You picked the wrong reality show." Interior, paper mill processing room, night. Jake and Nina are tied to heavy wooden chairs in the center of a blood-stained room filled with meat hooks, rusty saws, and skull trophies. Ma and Brother stand over them, sharpening long skinning knives. Ma, guttural, distorted voice. "Fresh meat for the winter." Nina fighting her restraints. "Let us go!" Suddenly, the wall of the processing room explodes inward. A modified truck crashes through the wooden planks. Dale jumps out of the driver's side, wielding a dual-bladed chainsaw. "Get clear!" Sound effects, chainsaw engine roaring to life, high RPM shriek. Dale charges Brother. Brother swings his machete, but Dale parries with the chainsaw bar, sending sparks flying through the dark room. Dale drives the chainsaw forward, overpowering Brother and driving him back into an active industrial waste pit. Ma screams, lunging at Dale from behind with a meat hook. Jake rocks his chair back and forth, collapsing sideways, using his feet to trip Ma. She falls forward directly onto a row of upturned, rusted floor spikes. Exterior, paper mill dock, dawn. The sun slowly rises over the West Virginia mountains, casting a cold golden light across the misty river. Jake and Nina, bruised, bloody, and exhausted, stumble out of the paper mill onto the wooden dock. Dale follows behind them, wiping grease and blood from his forehead. Nina,